Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm the OPJellicent, and we're battling here for week number 2 in the IBL D-League, up against Gray and his Los Angeles Valienteis. I believe he won his first game too. I believe we are both coming into this match 1-0, so should be an interesting time. He had a pretty dominant win against Sock. I believe it was 4-0, so we really want to win this match to continue our win streak right here. We do have a really reliable win condition, and I have a clear-cut lead going into this game, which is my Focus Sash Weavile. Basically, if he leads off with any Scarfer, I can live any hit, and guarantee damage from my Focus Sash, while my Rock Polish Expert Belt Landers right here, so that can be very good. I really like the Sash Weavile lead, and I believe I'm going to go ahead and choose that, not going to lock into it right away. Worst case scenario would be something like he leads off with Aerodactyl and gets up rocks right away, because that would actually put my Thunders in range of a +2 Stone Edge, even with the Chardy Berry, so that could be very scary in itself right here. But the Rock Polish Lando at preview just looks so good. I do have to scout for the Skill Volley type, of course. If it's something like Skill Volley Flying, I may have to weaken that too, just because I don't have reliable ways to actually get rid of that Pokemon. But I lock in with my Landers, my Weavile right here, I mean, and we can basically be good with our lead right here. I don't really fear any lead. If he leads off with Aggron, that would be a little bit tough too, because he could obviously Heavy Slam me. Let me double check. Does Aerodactyl get Rock Blast? I don't believe it does. It does not get Rock Blast, so there is no multi-hitting attacks against my Weavile happening right here. So I'm assuming Victini or Aerodactyl would be the lead. Aggron is another possibility, but let's go ahead and see what we can do right here. So I'm pretty sure he'll lead off with Victini right here, as we're going to go ahead and go off with Phaeton, our Weavile, which is very cool. He's going to go ahead and lead off with Tina. So that's the Tina. Okay, that's the Victini. And this is definitely the scenario that I envisioned. If he has Choice Scarf here, he can go ahead and U-turn out into the Aggron. I always click Knockoff here, and the mindset is, even if he U-turns out into the Aggron, I get damage from my Modest Expert Belt Landers in the back, which is my win condition, so that would totally be okay with me. He is Choice Scarf, he goes for Blue Flare. That is totally fine right here. He's going to go ahead and bring me down to my Sash. Please do not burn me. That would be very annoying if he did. I'll be able to knock off here, and unless he's Colbur, I believe I get rid of him. It's a roll in my favor right here, as he's able to live, unfortunately, so it kind of puts me in a situation where I have to Ice Shard. Do I think he would be Quick Attack on a Choice Scarf set? I'm going to click Ice Shard right here. I'm not going to risk my Weavile to a random Quick Attack Victini. I definitely think it's my best play. It could just be me being paranoid, but I really do want to go for the Ice Shard right here, just in case he's Quick Attack. I know it's like very unlikely for him to bring that sort of tech, but if I lose my Weavile right here for no reason, that's definitely something else that can take on the Hawlucha, and that would be very dumb. So I am going to go right here for the Ice Shard, just on the off chance he has that tech right here. Once again, I know it makes no sense against my team. You would want 4 coverage moves. I'm assuming he may switch out here into potentially the Aggron, which could get... I could have gotten nice damage on that. Maybe a Silvally type 2, but we shall see right here. Ideally, he just stays in and I knock him out, because this Victini is definitely a giant problem. So let's see what he opts to do right here. I'm just Ice Sharding right here. Safe play. I don't want to risk my Weavile going down under any circumstance, and another really good thing right here is this. If he's Final Gambit, obviously, then I don't really have to care about that. So he switches out here into the... Is this the Silvally? This is the Silvally. Okay, so I believe that's Silvally Fairy type, which is definitely very fine with me. I get good chip on this, and I do have Sludge Wave on my Landers, which is Expert Belt, to go ahead and hit this too. So I'm not as worried as I might be if it was another Silvally type. Right here, I don't really see a reason to let Weavile go down. I do have a relatively safe switch in with my Empoleon right here, and I believe I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I don't really see the reason not to. He didn't bring the Hydreigon or the Togekiss to this match, so Empoleon's value is definitely a lot less right here. Now, it still does have a Shuka Berry for the Aggron, as well as the Aerodactyl, so I definitely don't want to let it get too weak, but this could be the opportunity I want to get up my rocks right here, so let's see what he opts to do. He could just Thunderbolt me, and I'm acknowledging that. I have a lot of Spit F, so I'm not as worried about as a Thunderbolt as I might be otherwise, but let's see what he does right here. I'm assuming either Thunderbolt or Parting Shot would be his 2 plays. If he goes for Parting Shot, not really sure what he would bring out. Potentially Aggron to get up his own rocks, maybe Aerodactyl to Earthquake me. Not actually very sure about that right here, but he's taking a long time for this play too. He definitely recognizes that he wants to predict what's coming in, since he knows I want to preserve Weavile. Now, if he's really expecting me to switch out, he should go right here for the Parting Shot and get momentum right here is what I think his best play would be. I'm okay with this though, because if he doesn't attack my Empoleon, it gets to stay at full health for both the Aerodactyl and the Aggron, so that sounds totally okay with me. Look at Silvally. I love its animation on cartridge. Definitely looks very cool right here, but wow, he's taking nearly the entire timer. Let's go ahead and switch out and bring out my Empoleon right here. And let's see what he opts to do. I didn't actually make my move right there for a while. He goes out right here into the... Yeah, he goes for the parting shot, so that's totally fine with me. I'm able to go ahead and just get out of there. And right here, I'm assuming he may bring out... Not quite sure, it's really a toss-up. If he's Banded Aerodactyl, he might go out into that and attempt to Earthquake me. I will always Scald Aerodactyl for my Landorus's attacks, just because I'm not actually too worried about the actual health on my Empoleon. I just want the damage because the best thing my Landorus can hit Aerodactyl with is actually Psychic, and it only does like 40% since it's not Expert Belt boosted, so that can definitely be a little bit worrying. If he goes Aggron, I believe I just get up my Rocks, as I'm assuming he might do the same thing. I could definitely see that play coming out as well. Another play he could make right here would potentially be into the... I don't know, I don't think he would go Hawlucha right away. He definitely wants the Grassy Terrain up. Bulu could come out right here and definitely try to take me on. I have a very good Bulu counter in the back with my Goodra, and if Bulu comes out, I will definitely just switch out into that thing. No reason to risk anything else. The worst he can do to my Goodra in the back is Banded Superpower, which does like 35%. We are max HP, max defense, with a plus defense nature, and we do have an Assault Vest and Sap Sipper, so it's basically designed to take both physical hits and special hits, which is very good right here, and if at all possible, I do want to keep my Empoleon healthy, so that'll be interesting on its own. Let's see what he brings out, though, before we get too ahead of ourselves. We'll think of the scenario once he brings out the Pokemon. I think Bulu is his best play, but who knows right here. He can really bring out anything. But none of us has really gotten the momentum here, I think, because no Pokemon are down on the field yet. Our Victini is still alive. Well, his Victini is still alive, as well as my Weavile. They're both on really low health percentages. He actually goes Victini here. Okay, so this is totally fine. I believe my best play right here is to... Not quite sure what I really want to do right here. So he might click an Electric type attack. I could go back to my Weavile right here for sure. I could also just go out into my... not quite sure right here. I think I'll probably go out into my Weavile. Either that or Goodra. I think he already showed he uses a special set. I think Goodra is a very safe play right here, just because of the fact that I can obviously take anything. If worst thing he does is like, actually Final Gambit's not going to matter. So yeah, I'm going to go Goodra right here. We basically clicked our plays at the exact same time. I'm assuming Blue Flare or maybe a Thunderbolt would come out right here. He goes for Blue Flare. Burn, no Burn would definitely be very good, but if he does, it will be what it is right here. He does go for the Blue Flare, doesn't do too much at all. As right here, I'm assuming he may want to preserve Victini again, not quite sure, but he could also just go for maybe a Final Gambit, get his 1 damage off. I don't know why he would do that over the Blue Flare or any other play. I think U-Turn is probably a good play on his part. What would a U-Turn to, though? He would kind of have to make a prediction because Goodra's coverage does really well against his team, so not really sure what he would bring out right here if he opted to U-Turn. Now, let me go ahead and run a calc. How much would my Flamethrower do to an Aggron? Because if at all possible, I do want to get that thing in range of my Landorus. Landorus is the key to winning right here. There's a few stops to it. Aerodactyl is one of them, which Rocks can help with if I ever get those up. The other stop is the Aggron, of course. Aggron can take 1 Earth Power at full health, so I do want to try to get damage on that if I can. So this will definitely be a pretty interesting play right here. Now, he might also go for a... I don't really know what he would do right here. He could just go for another attack and just sack off the Victini. He actually goes for a Trick. Will that fail? Because I got rid of his item. I believe he takes my item anyway, and then I don't get an item, right? Yeah, so he just takes away my Assault Vest. Kind of sucks, but at the same time, I already got rid of probably what I needed the Assault Vest for, which was this thing right here, so that's definitely very cool. I get rid of Victini, and we get the first kill of the game, which is definitely very valuable. So next up here, he may go out into... I'm thinking if he's Banded Bulu, he wouldn't go Bulu right here. He should go Aerodactyl to get up his Rocks finally. Maybe Aggron. Not quite sure what he would bring out. Probably Aggron to get up Rocks is what I would assume right here. Aggron or Aerodactyl, because Rocks do so well against my team. They would force my Weavile to come in essentially right now because Weavile dies on entry the moment Rocks go up. So if he goes out into one of those two, I will probably go ahead and make the Weavile play. Not really sure right here now. I still do have my Weavile at for like 1 health, I believe, which is very good. Can Ice Shard the Aerodactyl and the other thing, the Hawlucha, which is very nice. Now I want to run some calcs right here regarding the Mega Aggron. If he's no Spidef Mega Aggron and just max HP, maybe he's more of a Fizdef variant. It looks like my modest Expert Belt Earthquake right here actually is going to straight up Oko him, which is very cool. And if he has any Spidef, I will need to get some damage on it, so I think I'll switch out Goodra no matter what, just because it's my 1 switch into Bulu. And I've managed to keep it kind of healthy, which is very nice. Yeah, so he's once again taking a while to decide what he wants to bring in. He's really thinking through this plays, which definitely makes a lot of sense. Not really sure what he would want to do right here, but we'll see. He goes out here into the Silvally Fairy. Okay, so I definitely don't want to take a multi-attack right here. This thing could just go ahead and parting shot out again if it really wants to and gain in momentum. I feel like he'll finally start to attack here, though, if anything. I think my Empoleon play right here is probably a very safe bet once again. I already got rid of the Victini, so it's not as vital, and I also, as I said before, he did not bring the Hydreigon or the Togekiss, so I'm not really too worried about either of those Pokemon too, so I'm going to go ahead and switch out here. I'm thinking into my Empoleon, obviously, so we bring out Empoleon as he's going to go ahead and, let's see, he parting shots out again, so he's not attacking me at all. I'm really perplexed about that, but I guess that's what he wants to do right here. I get to keep my Empoleon at full health again, but like, there was no way I was staying in on a multi-attack anyway, so I guess that was a good play on his end. Now he can finally bring out the Bulu if he really wants to do that. He finally brings out the Bulu here. So terrain is up, which means at any point the Hawlucha could be a threat. So I really do have to keep that in mind right here, but he gets up the grassy terrain, and I'm going to go ahead and probably switch back to Goodra is what I'm thinking. Do I have any other better play? I don't want to go Thundurus just because I do need to keep that at full health just for the Hawlucha to make sure that I can take a Stone Edge. So I'm going to go out here into my, I think Goodra is a very safe play. So yeah, Shellnark or Goodra comes out once again. He's going to go ahead and go right for Nature's Madness is actually kind of annoying. Well, let me go ahead and run a Calc. Can he knock me out with anything right here? Superpower, I don't think he can knock me out with anything after the Grassy Terrain recovery. I'll Calc it just to make sure, but let's see right here. So Bulu, that's a level 100 Bulu. Get that out of there. Level 50 Bulu with Superpower to my max defense Goodra is actually only doing like 30%, so I guaranteed live right here. Now the question is, do I Flamethrower or do I Sludge Bomb? I believe I just want to click Flamethrower. If he goes out into the Silvally, which I think is a very unlikely play, I'll get damage off for it anyway, and that'll guaranteed put it in range of my Lando. Now, I just want to make sure that Aggron doesn't come in for free right here, so I will click Flamethrower on the off chance that comes in, and basically if Aggron comes in, I guarantee that it's in range of my Landorus T's Earth Power, which is going to be very nice. Now, another thing to keep in mind is Landorus T is actually a check to his Hawlucha too, in the worst case scenario. If my Thundurus somehow ends up getting weakened, and I need a backup check to that, Landorus can take a +1 Acro and knock that out with a modest Expert Belt Psychic right here, which could be very nice. But let's see right here. I'm thinking he might go out into Aggron right here and try to finally throw up those rocks, which could, as I said, force out my Weavile again. I could just let Weavile just go down to the rocks at some point and just bring out my Empoleon on Aggron and just get up my rocks alongside him. That could not be a bad play too. I think if he goes Aggron, I'll go Empoleon. If he goes out into the Silvally, let's see what comes out. Presuming Aggron? Burgundy, that sounds like Aggron. It is the Aggron, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and Flamethrower this into range of my Landorus, which I value a ton right here. So Flamethrower is going to go ahead and come out. That's totally cool with me, as I'm assuming Rocks would probably be his play right here. I don't think he would have any other set. Let's see, what else does Aggron get right here? I'm thinking he should just go for Rocks. I think that's a very obvious click right here. There's nothing I can really do to him now. He is forced to Mega Evolve, actually, so if I really wanted to, I could just Flamethrower twice and try to 2-hit KO him right here, but then I would be letting my Goodra take a Heavy Slam, and that would put me in range of the Bulu, so I think I'll just switch out right here for the safe play and try to get up my rocks with Empoleon. I don't think Weavile is actually going to gain me much right here. I could low kick him for like 40%, but I don't value that at all, so yeah, I'll just go Empoleon and see what he wants to do. Rocks should be his click right here, I'm thinking, but I don't know, really anything can come out. Earthquake is not really a play just because Grassy Terrain is up. Earthquake would be annoying though, because if at all possible, I would like to keep my Shuka Berry intact for Aerodactyl. So yeah, I switch out right here. Probably he's going to click Rocks. I get in my Empoleon as he's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve right here and probably go for Rocks. I don't really see what else he would do. He could go for a, let's just see. I mean, he's going to click whatever he wants to. Earthquake? Curse, actually. That's really interesting. I'm really surprised he clicked that because Flamethrower, I'm pretty sure would have 2-hit KO'd Aggron even through the filter and Grassy Terrain. And I definitely outspeed an Aggron, so especially after a Curse. I'm really surprised about that. Had I just Flamethrower twice, I might have just knocked him out, but I think Rocks is fine. I'm not scared about a Curse Aggron. This thing is in range of my Landorus at this point in the game right here, so I'm really not too worried about the Aggron clicking Curse right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get up my Rocks, and he's going to go ahead and probably click Earthquake. That's probably the best thing he has to hit me. Maybe Thunder Punch? He does have Thunder Punch. That's a little bit bad for me. He's going to do probably over half here. Yeah, that does a very sizable chunk. Thankfully, no Paralyze. And I think I just want to go ahead and Scald this to guarantee it's in range of my Landorus, because he got Grassy Terrain Recovery, which means I do need a little bit more damage now. And I really don't value my Empoleon anymore. I believe it's in range of the Aerodactyl. Maybe it could take an Earthquake. Even with the Shika Berry from this range. It might, but who knows. I'm just going to go ahead and probably go ahead and... yeah, I'll just go ahead and click Scald here. Scald's a fine play. And like I said, I don't value Empoleon anymore. He may overpredict here and try to click something that hits my Landorus. I would never let my Wincon Landorus right here come in for no reason. So I really think that my better play right here is just to go ahead and Scald this thing for the chip. And we can go ahead and see what he wants to do. It'll probably do like, what, 30% depending on how much Spadef he has. Ideally, I burn him. That would be even better because I'm pretty sure I would live the Thunder Punch after. It would be hacks for sure, but I don't see a scenario where my Landorus doesn't win. So I get the Scald off right here, which is definitely very cool. I'm going to go ahead and Scald him down. He goes for... yeah, so he did try to predict my Landorus coming in, which is very nice. He's going to go ahead and Heavy Slam me there. And I believe what I want to do next is just... I don't know, I could try to predict the Landorus coming back in right here. I could just Scald again. Like I said, I really don't value Empoleon. He's kind of put himself in a position where he forces a kill. I think my play is just to attack again right here. Yeah, Scald is a fine play right here for sure. He could just Thunder Punch here and knock me out, but Landorus is definitely going to come in after. He actually opts to switch out right here. Into what? He goes out into his Silvally, so... a little bit perplexed about that. Maybe he'll go for a Defog? I'm thinking I just spam Rocks in case he has Defog on this set. Like, what's he going to knock me out with right here? Am I really Spadef set? And he's shown to be... well, actually, he didn't show any attacks yet, did he? He's just clicked Parting Shot with this, so... he could Defog right here, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and probably click Rocks again. Even though Scald could potentially knock him out, the Rocks chip on Aerodactyl is going to matter more for my Wincon Landorus in the back, so... yeah, I believe right here I should just go ahead and click Rocks again. And I think that is what I'm going to go ahead and do right here, just for the possibility of Defog. He should Thunderbolt here and just knock out my Empoleon and finally force a kill, but maybe he'll go ahead and try to Defog, and I just want to make the safe play and make sure my Rocks stay up right here. I think that's very good. And based on the Scald damage, I wasn't in Torrent for that Scald, was I? I don't think I was, but based on the Scald damage, Thunderbolt should have no problem knocking this out from Thundurus. I'm going to live a Flamethrower, so I could have actually knocked him out with Scald, but I'm making the safe play and probably clicking Rocks again right here for sure. Yeah, I think I just click Rocks again right here. I don't really see a reason to do anything else. I want to make sure my Rocks stay up, and I'm just going to go ahead and click those again. Surprised the Flamethrower was the play. He's going to go ahead and Flamethrower again here. A low roll I might live, but I'm just going to go ahead and probably get knocked out here. Yeah, so he gets his first kill right there. Not a big deal. I still think I'm in a much more commanding position than him. I can just go Thundurus here, and I think Thundurus' Thunderbolt is my best way of trying to beat this. Charity Berry is really valuable for his Pokemon too, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and bring out Mancini, my Thundurus here. And I believe just click Thunderbolt is my best option right here. Don't really see a reason to do anything else. And he should just give me the Silvally. Yeah, so Thunderbolt's going to go ahead and knock that thing out. Nice, I get rid of the Silvally right there. We pick up our second kill. And at this point, all I actually need to win with my Landorus is damage on that Aerodactyl. So if it comes out here, I think I switch out anyway. And the reason I'm going to switch out is because I want to keep this thing at full health just for the guarantee check against Hawlucha, in case that ends up mattering. Now, there is one thing that I want to calc. How much would a Stone Edge crit from Hawlucha do to my Thundurus, as well as from Aerodactyl? At +2 from Hawlucha, so he does go probably Aerodactyl here. I'm pretty sure we've seen every other Pokemon besides Hawlucha, and Hawlucha would never come out right here. So let's go ahead and see what he wants to do. Probably clicking Stone Edge is what I would guess. I could just go out into my Goodra right here. Goodra is my check to the other thing, the... what's the Pokemon called? The Tapu Bulu, so I do have to be careful about that. Let me calc these things right here. So Stone Edge would actually not do too much. I think Goodra is not a bad play right here. Another play could just be hard Lopunny. I think I'm going to go hard Lopunny right here. I guarantee you live in a flying type attack just because I'm actually not Mega Evolved yet. And unless Stone Edge crits me, it's not going to knock me out. And I really don't want to take any risks against the Hawlucha. So he's going to go ahead and probably Stone Edge here is what I'm guessing. And I'll get in my Lopunny. Another possibility was it being Focus Sash or maybe even Wakanberry. I actually broke the Sash with my Rock, so that wouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, so here I can just hide Jump Kick, and I really don't have anything to fear, aside from missing. Obviously, missing would be the biggest thing to fear right here. But aside from that, nothing is really that scary at this point. And I'm going to go ahead and calc Psychic against 50% Aerodactyl to see whether I would need even more chip after. If I don't, then I think I guaranteed win. I'm assuming he'll either sack off his Aggron or sack off his Aerodactyl here, so let's see. I'm always going to hide Jump Kick. There's no risks in clicking that besides the miss, obviously. I maybe should have returned, just because damage with return might have guaranteed the win with the Landorus. That could have been the better play. Hide Jump Kick's fine, though. In case he goes out into Aggron, I want to guarantee the 2-hit KO on that. And I'm not quite sure how much Aggron will take. We saw that it was more of a Fizz Def variant earlier based on my Flamethrower damage from Goodra, so I don't know, that'll be interesting. But I don't really see a way that we lose this game unless I choke away the match to Hawlucha, which I don't think I can do. I don't see a way I choke the match to Hawlucha at this point, so let's see what happens. Let's just not get too ahead of ourselves right here and take it slow for the end game is what I'm thinking. Just make the safe plays, and I think we get out ahead now. If he sacks off Aggron right here, that'll be really great. And he's going to go ahead and... I'm thinking he'll go Aggron. He could also just go hard Bulu, depending on how Fizz Def it is. But I believe... what did he click earlier? He clicked Nature's Madness against my Goodra, so... Not quite sure what he's going to click if he brings that out. Probably just Horn Leech. So he's actually going to switch out here, probably to Aggron. I don't really see him keeping that at this point. So yeah, Aggron comes out. I should 2-hit KO this. This might just knock it out, to be honest. Let's go ahead and Mega Evolve here and see what kind of damage we're doing with this attack. I'm thinking I just knock him out, but I don't know. Worst case scenario, I'll go ahead and 2-hit KO him. Okay, please hit. I do hit my first high jump kick of the season. Really cool right here. So I don't know whether return actually kills it. It's a Mega Aggron with base 230 defense, and it's resisted. So I'm clicking high jump kick again, I think. I don't think I can risk return not clicking and him getting up rocks. That would be like the dumbest thing ever. So I'm just going to high jump kick again. I do it 2 in a row. Nice. So I'm able to go ahead and high jump kick there. And that's going to go ahead and knock out the Aggron. So that's very beneficial for me. Next up, basically Bulu has to come out here. Like, nothing else can come out here besides that. Now, I think I keep Lopunny just in case the Aerodactyl ends up being a problem. I do have a blanket check to that here with this. And if the Bulu does come out, I think I just go Goodra. Goodra has done its job. It has walled the Bulu. It has taken the hit from Victini. So yeah, Bulu has to come out here. And I believe Goodra is just my best play. I actually think I see the endgame in sight, because Chardy Berry Landorus will guarantee me the win. What I think is going to happen is I go Goodra right here. Even if he 2-hit kills me, I go Thundurus. And then I click Sludge Wave, right? If he goes Aerodactyl, I live due to the Chardy Berry. And then I knock that out with a Thunderbolt. He has to go Hawlucha. He cannot sit up on me, and then Landorus comes in and wins. So that's the endgame right here I'm seeing. But yeah, let me go ahead and make sure I click Goodra right here before the timer goes down. Switch out, Goodra. Yeah, Goodra is definitely the safest bet right here, I'm thinking. Don't really see the reason to do anything else. What other Pokemon do I have? Don't want to let Thundurus get weakened, as I said, just because the Hawlucha could be a problem. Basically, I can't choke this game away is what it's going to come down to. So let's go ahead and make the Goodra play right here. Right, I'm not choking by letting Goodra go down. It doesn't really check anything. I think it might take a hit from Arrow from the range it's at right now, but I don't really see the need to do anything else right here. Let me calc Arrow against Goodra, but at the same time, okay, so I'm pretty sure if I go Goodra, he will 2-hit KO me with Bulu right here. Do I just go Goodra? I think I'll just go ahead and go Goodra right here. Goodra is the play. I can go ahead and bring that out now, and Shell Knock the Goodra comes back out, probably for the 3rd time this game, I want to say. Let's see how much it does. 110 down to... Yeah, because he will 2-hit KO me even with the grassy terrain, which is unfortunate. He has to hit 2 Stone Edges in a row, though, which is interesting. And then... Yeah, I think I guaranteed win, because what has to happen right here is he knocks me out with the next Stone Edge, obviously. I'll just go ahead and Sludge Bomb here on the off chance he does not click Stone Edge. Maybe he clicks Horn Leech or Wood Hammer, expecting me to not be Sap Sipper. But yeah, I always live this right here. No, I don't always live this right here. I go down, I bring in Thundurus after. We saw the Life Orb right there, so I click Sludge Wave. If he goes Aerodactyl, I have the Chardy Berry. I guess if he crits me, that could be annoying, but I knock him out. Then he has to go Hawlucha after. He cannot go Bulu, it'll just die. He cannot sit up with the Hawlucha on a Thundurus, so I'm able to go ahead and let's see if he hits. He does. I Thunderbolt that and then Sludge Wave the Bulu, and at worst case scenario, if Hawlucha does knock out my Thundurus, I always win with the Landorus in the back, so I think that's the winning play right here. I should just go ahead and bring out Thundurus right now and click Sludge Wave. There's really no reason to do anything else. Yeah, Thundurus' Sludge Wave will always go ahead and knock out Bulu, and there's nothing he can do to win right here. He needs hacks. He needs hacks or my choke. I'm pretty sure he actually needs a combination of the two, which is interesting. So let's go ahead and just click Sludge Wave, obviously. And he should switch out to Arrow right here just to have the highest possibility of winning. And then I will have hit from Arrow no matter what. Arrow is not a very strong mon, especially because it is not the Mega variant, so that's totally fine with me. And if he stays in, then how many terrain turns were left? I probably should have checked that before I clicked my attack, but that's okay. I know for a fact that Hawlucha's not sitting up on this, so that's fine. I guess maybe having this thing in range of Hawlucha would suck, but there's literally no scenario where Thundurus doesn't win, is what I'm trying to get at right here. So I'm assuming the Aerodactyl should come in here, but if he really wants to, he could just sack this off. I think he's trying to determine terrain turns. I'm pretty sure he might be Terrain Extender, so it actually tells me on the top screen right there that there's 3 turns of Grassy Terrain left. No, this is the 3rd turn of Grassy Terrain, so there should be 1 or 2 more turns depending on his item, of course. Let's see, though, because I can just go ahead and I'm Sludge Waving here every time. He goes Aerodactyl, he lives the Sludge Wave, he clicks Stone Edge, tries to go for the crit. If he doesn't, I knock that out. Hawlucha comes in, Stone Edges me. I bring out Landorus, Psychic knocks out Hawlucha. Sludge Wave knocks out Bulu, and I win. So he does switch out here into the Aerodactyl, and clicking Thunderbolt, there would have been a choke had he stayed in, so let's go ahead and just Sludge Wave this and see what we can make happen right here. So Sludge Wave comes out, which is definitely very beneficial. It guarantees that this thing is in range of my Ice Shard from Weavile, if it happens to be the set with the Yashi Berry, yeah, so Ice Shard will knock that out if I needed to. He should click Stone Edge right here every time. My play is just to click Thunderbolt. There's no dancing around this thing, and I should be fine right here. Ideally, he doesn't hack me. Oh, Ice Fang. Oh, come on, don't do this. Freeze and Flinch Stance. That's a yikes. Okay, I do break through and click Thunderbolt right here. Really clean. So I go ahead and knock out the Aerodactyl, which is definitely very beneficial for me. There's no outs from my opponent right here. Even if he goes Hawlucha, even if Stone Edge knocks me out through my Charity Berry, I always go Landorus and knock out the last 2 Pokemon, because Intimidate guarantees I live the hit from Hawlucha, I Psychic, and then I Sludge Wave, and that's the game. There's no chance that Hawlucha lives a modest Expert Belt Psychic from Landorus. I calced it before the game, and it always kills, so that can be very good right here. So I believe I'm just going to go ahead and Thunderbolt here. He should just go ahead and Stone Edge to try to knock me out. I don't know if I live with Charity Berry. Let's see whether he hits. He doesn't even hit the Stone Edge, so yeah, this game's over. He wouldn't have won anyway. Landorus comes in and wins. Weavile comes in and wins. Lopunny probably comes in and wins, so like, there's no win for my opponent even with that. I definitely just robbed differential, though, and I will definitely acknowledge that, so that was sort of big, but there was no way I was losing the game at that point, so yeah, Tapu Bulu comes out right here, and worst case scenario, I would have lost 3-0. Like, even Crit Acrobatica's not knocking out my Landorus, I calculated that too. So yeah, I just Sludge Wave here, and that's going to be GG to Gray, so Sludge Wave comes off, let's see. Click Sludge Wave, he should just probably click Stone Edge here. Sludge Wave comes out, and that is going to be GG. So we pick up a 4-0 win, really dominating win. I honestly don't feel I misplayed at any point. I played my pivots really well. There is no win for my opponent, as I said, even with the Hawlucha hitting the Stone Edge right there. So GG to Gray. I did hope you all enjoyed. We were able to go ahead and pick up a 4-0 win right there. And I'll see you all next time. Later.